I don't know what's in this, so I just thought let's open it on camera. Usually I have some idea what's coming to me, but lately I haven't been checking the P.O. box as much, so by the time I finally get there, there's who knows what in it. Oh. GeekVR is back again. This must be a facial interface and head strap? It's a pretty small box for a head strap. This is some sort of halo strap that is based off of the facial interface itself. Okay, I'm intrigued. They really taped up the bubble wrap here on me. Look at that, all that just for the cushion. I feel like the cushion could have just gone in there, but hey. Kind of an odd shaped cushion, so I'm getting a feeling this might be an odd shaped facial interface. Unfortunately, we may not be able to finish this because I'm guessing you wouldn't use this with something like a Bobo VR head strap. I'd probably need to dig out the GeekVR strap. All right, so this is like a thing for your dome right here that looks like it buckles directly into a facial interface. I know that Kiwi made that new weird halo strap. They said they were gonna send it to us like a couple times now and it never came in. But it was a weird design where it was a halo strap, but like the whole headset hung off the front of it. You could like tip it up and down. It looks like we're going a totally different direction. So we've got this very beefy facial interface here. Like you look at this thing compared to a normal one, this is huge. It's got some weird vents in the sides, and then it's got the top up here currently. I uncovered one of them. There's 2 holes that come covered up. So this beefy boy right here. Oh wait a second. I didn't look at this box enough. I bet you this is not. This is for the Pico. Well, I don't even have the Pico over here. That's starting to make more sense now why it's so strange, because the Pico has its own head strap that isn't exactly something people are easily replacing the way it's designed. So this is meant to complement the Pico with a different facial interface and this then forehead cushion. I forget that we have a Pico and people are sending us accessories for it now. Oh boy, that really snaps in there. When we have the Pico here, the idea is this is gonna put some of that Pico pressure on the forehead and then give you this big facial interface with some vents. So, okay, we'll be back. GeekVR, we tested them out, different accessories for the Quest 2, and they sent us this, which is like, whoa, what the heck is this thing? This is actually for the Pico. This gives you the option, if you want to keep the top strap, but it replaces the facial interface and gives this more of a halo type design by putting a little bit of that weight up on your forehead when it goes on. And it comes with a whole bunch of alternate padding, whether you like cloth pads to soak up the sweat, thick pleather pads to make it more comfy, or regular density pleather pads just for the middle of the road. The whole thing snaps in here. Luckily, Pico's got the magnet, so it makes it a little easier, but you still push it in after you have to snap it in. And what I've found in a month of testing, since some very confusing moments when we first got this, and I assumed it was a Quest accessory like everything else we get, this goes on here like this, and I've gotta say, after about a month of testing, I really like the facial interface part on this, because I'd complained to you before on the Pico, this part right here was pushing on my cheekbones all the time. This feels like a good Quest 2 facial interface, honestly. Again, it's nice and comfy. It feels great on my face. It puts some of the weight on my forehead, but it still keeps it tight to your face, so you're not dealing with a lot of instability. That all said, it has vents in the side to help with fogging, but they do let a wee bit of light through. Like if I put a finger there right now, I can see some lights on the side of my head flashing through there. There's always a trade-off. The other thing, a little bit of a trade-off, all this thick padding puts your eyes a little bit away from the lenses, so you feel like you're losing a little field of view. You can tighten it down a little bit more and that helps. And I found using the medium padding really helped get it close. But some people are actually getting this and taking the padding completely off and then rocking this thing as close to their eyes as they can. That means only the forehead pad part is working, and you really do get in close. My eyes are almost touching the lenses. I've got a really wide field of view doing it this way, but I've got some like light bleed under here. It kind of feels a little bit more like the Quest Pro, where it's just pushing on your forehead and the back of your head. It's an option. It's not one I would personally recommend. Boy, the field of view on the Pico when your eyes are on the lenses and there's no padding holding you back is quite wide. You actually really notice it more with this, because with this one, I never wanted to cinch it down because it felt so bad on my cheekbones. But even with this pad, I can cinch this down pretty far. And this might look different to you. Yes, I am using a Bobo VR rear pad battery pack, all of that. So keep that in mind too. This feels like the Pico, like how I wanted the Pico to feel in the first place. And now I don't have to use the top strap, which it still leaves a port here. You could use it, but it's totally unnecessary now with this big piece on your forehead. It does make it look kind of funky. It kind of looks like an alien head or something. It actually reminds me of Roger's forehead on American Dad.
This is a good bagel. Probably because it's a donut.
Ultimately, what I would say about this accessory from GeekVR is, especially if you're going for the Bobo, like this is now the ultimate Pico setup. I see this as completely comfortable and has nothing I need to change. I've got unlimited battery time with the 2 battery packs. I've got a comfy forehead. I've got a decent field of view. A little light bleed, but this thing had more light bleed, so I can't really complain about that. And if I'm gonna be active, I can use these ones that soak up the sweat if that's what you like, if you don't want it in your eyes, where I had this VR cover on here that was kind of helping with that, but now I don't need the VR cover either. I would say this right here is my Pico setup. It's gonna stay this way because I don't see reviewing a whole lot of accessories for the Pico, especially because most of our audience is in the US where you can't even get them still. I'm digging the way this feels all together. How many of you out there even have a Pico? I'd love to know in the comments or if you've considered it. Obviously the Quest 3 is coming, so I feel like we're kind of at this crossroads where everyone's holding out on buying anything at the moment just to see what the Quest 3 looks like and maybe how Pico responds with another headset. But I'd love to know in the comments down below, are these useful to you? Do you want me to try and look for more Pico accessories or anything else for you out there? But once again, thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in another reality.